Hello guys, we will continue our discussion on previous year questions. Okay, so this is one I have taken from 2023, and that year some of you, when you have seen the question paper, you got confused because you have already learned this, but you might not have seen this term, when you have prepared a part of symbolic interactionism. But if you were my mentee, then definitely we have covered in the class also, and we have discussed it. So if you see the question, let me show you the question. Direct, it's from the topic symbolic interactionism, and it is dramaturgical perspective. So direct question, it is actually, how does the dramaturgical perspective enable our understanding of everyday life, right? Now, the thing is that if you know this, it is well and good. It is very direct. But many of you know symbolic interactionism and Erving Goffman, but you might not have been familiar with this word, and then you got stuck. Now, even if you know, in fact, many students make one mistake here, that they simply define the front stage, backstage, and impression management. That's something which you already know about this, right? And then you stop there. But what actually the examiner is asking here is, how does this dramatology help us to understand everyday life? So this part you'll be missing. You'll be talking about the impression management. You'll talk about the front stage. You'll talk about the backstage, even if you know this, right? Even if you know this, you may miss the second part. That's the mistake that I have seen even my mentees have also made. They know this and they made a mistake in the second part. But many of the students I've seen, they don't know this because of that word which has been asked. You studied symbolic interactionism, but you have missed this, right? So it's clearly an application-based question. So you'll have to, constantly connect the Goffman concepts with daily interaction and identity formation, social roles and social behavior, modern digital life, which is again very important. And that's where the marks come from. So if you look at my toppers, 293, Nilesh Goyal or Shubham, 296 marks, right? So this is the difference that they make, and they try to get that 1-2 mark extra. So getting 260 is not a big deal, but getting that 280, 290 plus, that's a big deal. So let's start this, how you're going to answer this. Right, so how should be your introduction? You can begin like this. Dramatology is a sociological perspective developed by Erving Goffman in his classic work, mentioned that in quotes, The Presentation of Self in Everyday Life, 1959. See, again, why many people miss this is because when you typically follow the syllabus, Mead is what given, but as part of symbolic interactionism, you should be covering this also, right? So now slightly you need to go some peripheral area beyond the syllabus also. If some words are mentioned, you need to look at some important works in that. So it's definitely part of symbolic interactionism, and it is basically using the metaphor of theater to explain the social interaction. So then you have made the connection. Now tell, according to Goffman, individuals behave like actors performing roles before its audience. I behave like an actor. I perform my role as a teacher, and you are my audience, right? And you create constant meanings, right? Constantly meaning you create, and you keep that interaction also. So you keep managing the impressions in everyday life. So just right, like exactly like what I have told you, individual behave like actors and performing roles just like actors perform role before the audience, and constantly manage impressions in everyday life. So that's a very good concise introduction that you can mention and talk about the core idea of dramaturgy. Okay, so yeah, so here before we get into how we understand everyday life by using this dramaturgy, before that you have to explain what is it. So the central idea, society is like stages, right? People perform different roles, people manage impressions, constantly manage impressions, perform roles in front of audience. You are my audience and I am the individual, I am the actor. So I perform my role as a teacher and you are the audience, and I keep managing the impression. I follow the scripts and adjust behavior depending upon the audience, and that's how it is. And that's how the social interaction becomes a performance. And this perspective, in fact, actually helping you to understand different things like identity, behavior, communication, conformity, social expectation. So when you're giving like this in the intro, then that is showing that conceptual clarity also. Now comes to the most important part of this, how dramaturgical perspective help to understand everyday life. And that is the core part or the heart of the question, or the body part that you need to mention. So here you can talk about front stage, backstage, impressions and everything, right? So one of most important contribution of Goffman is this front stage, the public behavior. It is formal, it is controlled, it is socially acceptable. So people perform according to expectation. I teach you according to the expectation, right? I perform according to the expectation. And then there is a backstage. That is a private space where the individuals relax, drop performances, and revealing the authentic emotions, the real emotion. So there is a front stage which the audience watch, and there is a backstage also where you relax, and your real emotions will reveal. Right in front, you will act like an actor who's performing in front of the audience. For example, you can take my example itself. I'm a teacher, right? So I am very disciplined and authoritative when it comes to the class. But if you see me outside, I'll be casual and I'll be very informal, even outside, or in my gym, or in my with my teammates, or in my home, right? But I'm not that typical teacher. You won't see me in a formal dress or anything. But otherwise, when we talk, when we have the discussions, I'll be like disciplined and authoritative. So basically, dramaturgy explains. In fact, pronunciation itself is a big problem. So dramaturgy explains duality between public and private self. You have a public self, that is front stage. You have a private self, that is a backstage. So that's that example also you can give. Any other example also you can give. Since I am a teacher, I can connect it directly, and that's why we are having this interaction. So I have taken that example. Next is impression management. Goffman argued individuals constantly try to control others' perception. I keep trying to control yours perception, right? And because of that, I selectively present my appearance, my speech, and my gestures and my emotions. And I manage that because I want to control your perception. So even for example, let's suppose you are going for a job interview, right? So what you will highlight there? You will only highlight that you're a confident individual, or you will highlight your professionalism, and you will only highlight your achievements. But you try to hide you are nervous, but will you show that? No, right? You try to hide that maximum, and you will try to show the confidence even if you're not that confident. Your real part, which is nervousness, which you hide also, right? You may not be that professional, but you will highlight that professionalism. Right. Similarly, if you look at social media profiles, these are like curated performances. So if you're writing that, then that is a contemporary, addition also. It will be very good. The third is role which you are playing in society, individual playing in society. So if you look at everyday life, which consists of multiple social roles. So if you take one individual, either me or anyone, simultaneously performing different roles, right? So an individual simultaneously act maybe as a parent at home. I'm a father, and at the same time, I'm an employee, or I'm a businessman, or I'm a student, or I'm a citizen, or I'm a friend, or I'm a spouse. So I'm doing multiple roles. So role playing in society. For example, if you take each of these roles, it will have a script, it will have an expectation, it will have different norms also. For example, if I want to take the case of a police officer, see the way police officer behave in family and at workplace, both will be different. And the same police officer behave with political leaders will be different. And within the political leaders, those who are in power and those who are not in power also will be different. So basically, if you look at this perspective, it is helping you to understand the everyday life. So dramaturgy explains situational behavior. That is a very good sociological application also. And identity construction. So identity is not fixed. And according to Goffman, identity is socially performed and socially constructed. So people construct selfhood through these interaction, right? Talk about this examples in Instagram, right? The teenagers on Instagram, what they're trying to do, what we are seeing, fashionable identities, activist identities, intellectual identities, and because of that itself, the self becomes socially negotiated. So that is again, when you are living in a digital world, it's a kind of digital sociology linkage, contemporary linkage also. So that will be very good. Then understanding social norms. Again, dramaturgy explains why people conform to certain norms, right? Individuals fear the embracement. As an individual, I fear shame, rejection, loss of face. Because of that, we follow what is socially expected. The socially, so expectation is what I mean by social norms, right? Socially expected is what social norms. So I follow social norms because We don't want shame or rejection or embracement, etc. in society. So you tend to follow the norms. For example, people maintain politeness in public space even when you're angry. So even when we teach some students behavior, I may get angry, but still I'll behave properly, right? So because social interaction basically require maintenance of that order. Otherwise, entire class, if I get disturbed, entire class get disturbed. So I don't want that to happen, right? I hope you got it, because you just mentioned you follow social norms because it's all about social interaction, and maintenance of order is very important, right? Now, next is concept of face and social interaction. Goffman also emphasized face work. Individual, as an individual, what I try to do is I try to protect dignity, reputation, and social image. So social life basically, try to avoid humiliation, awkwardness, social disruption. For example, someone slips during a speech, right? What happened? Audience, if I make some mistake here, you as an audience, what you try to do is pretend not to notice it. So what will happen is, I won't get embraced. So that will help you to maintain that social harmony, right? So that again is how society is actually functioning. And team performance. If you look at the team, the social performance, right, it's always collective. So families, organization, institutions all act as performance teams. For example, a restaurant staff who coordinate behavior, right, uh, to create an image of professionalism. So similarly, political parties coordinate the public appearances. Like, you can give a number of examples. Now I think I have done enough to explain you how this dramaturgical perspective enable our understanding of everyday life. You can now, digital society is very important, digital sociology is very important when it comes to these kind of questions, especially in the current context. So you can mention that also. I think something I have discussed before. So today dramaturgy has become even more relevant because of social media, the permanent front stage, right? So people curate the photo, the caption, the lifestyles, the achievements. For example, you look at LinkedIn performance that differ from Instagram performance. So individuals maintain multiple digital selves also, right? LinkedIn, you make a very professional kind of setup, whereas in Instagram, you'll be very casual kind of setup. So that's how it is, and you'll be showing an entirely different lifestyle there. Similarly, understanding emotional labor. Arlie Hochschild. We discussed this in many cases, right? So Hochschild extends dramaturgical ideas through emotional labor. That air hostess example I've discussed many times. Flight attendees. So the workers manage emotions professionally. The flight attendees smile even under their stress. They might be under stress during the workspace or maybe in family or in society, but flight attendee have to smile in front of you when you are the guest, right? The call center workers, they also display the scripted emotions. We don't know what is actually going in their mind, but that's a scripted emotion. They'll have to be polite with you, they'll have to call you sir, they'll have to smile at you, right? So basically, again, you can say dramaturgy explain commercialization of emotions. Arlie Hochschild is very important, guys. This you can use in multiple areas also. Okay. Now, understanding stigma. See, in Stigma, that's a 1963 work, Goffman explained how socially discredited identities manage interaction. For example, people with disabilities or mental illness may strategically manage social situation to avoid discrimination. So basically, dramaturgy helps to understand stigma management also. Okay, then this one, social interaction as negotiation, as I've discussed before also. So dramaturgy shows that interaction is dynamic and people constantly interpret cues that you get from society, adjust performances, negotiate meanings, and everyday life is fluid and interactional. Right now, I see this much I have given to you just for your knowledge, but 3 or 4 or 5 is enough for you, because 2 or 3 is even more enough because it's a 10 marker. Write 2, 3 criticisms also. Right? What are the criticism? Oversimplification of human behavior. Not all human actions are performance, right? Many actions are spontaneous, emotional, it can be genuine. So in that case, dramaturgy may reduce life into a theatrical acting. That is one criticism. Second, ignorance of the structural factors. Here you can talk about Marxist and feminist. They argue that Goffman focused too much on micro interactions, right? He ignored the macro realities like class, patriarchy, caste, state, power. That's another criticism which you can mention. And neglect of individual agency. See, people are merely actors who are following the script. Individuals can resist. It can become emotional. It can become spontaneous. Individuals can challenge. Individual can transform norms. So here, if you see the dramaturgy underestimate agency, individual agency, and then as usual, lack of comprehensive theory. So it explain interaction, but not large scale institutions, not the historical changes, no macro structures. So that again, criticism. Similarly, you can also say that there is a difficulty in distinguishing the real versus performance. There are criticisms that if everything is performance, then what's the authenticity, right? So this becomes philosophically problematic actually. So that's a very good intellectual criticism also. So you can mention which all thinkers you can mention here. Do not forget to mention Arlie Hochschild. You can also Erving Goffman definitely is there. Dramaturgy, and since it's part of symbolic interactionism, mention Mead also. Cooley, Looking Glass Self, you can mention here. Arlie Hochschild, Emotional Labor, which you can mention. Becker, the labeling and identity, you have to mention. So these are the thinkers which you can mention. Apart from that, contemporary applications, right? If you can mention influencers, the political branding, the dating apps, right? The corporate professionalism, online identity construction, reality shows, influencer culture, this will be very good value addition to your answer. For example, when it comes to political leaders, they carefully find their clothing, their body language, the way their speech, right? And their social media appearances and everything. There is a strong PR work also going on to change that image, right? So the politics itself is now becoming a dramaturgical performance. That's a very good current affair linkage. Now, how will you conclude? See, the conclusion can be like this. The dramaturgical perspective provide deep insight into how social life is organized through performances, roles, and impression management. By using theatrical metaphors, Goffman successfully explained the subtle dynamics of everyday interaction, identity construction, and social order. Then you can slightly mention about criticism, or you can say, although it's criticized for ignoring these structural inequalities, oversimplifying behavior, but still, dramaturgy remain one of the most influential approach for understanding micro-level interaction in both physical and digital life. And one final concluding line that you can write is, in the age of social media and curated identities, the society that we are living in now, right? Digital society or digital world, Goffman's dramaturgy has become more relevant, than before in understanding how individuals continuously perform the self in everyday life. So this is how it has to be done. Now, if it is a 20 marker, whatever I have discussed has to be there. But since this question was 10 marker, you just need to know what is, if you know that, then it's fine. And then you just connect it with everyday life, few criticisms, and then a proper conclusion. That will work, right? But the problem with many I have seen is many of you are not knowing this term. And some of you, those who know the term also couldn't do well because you missed that rest of the part. You talked about the front stage and backstage and interaction and everything. So this is what I want you to do it. So see you guys in the next session. Thank you.